Our mid-season racers for Season 7 have been officially leaked. That's right, everyone, we practically have confirmation now on who the mid-season characters for Season 7 of Disney Speedstorm are going to be, and it's none other than Kermit the Frog or Miss Piggy. Some new crazy leaks just dropped showcasing Kermit the Frog in-game. He looks absolutely incredible, and it all but confirms that the mid-season racers are going to be a part of a brand new Muppets Collection, which is incredibly exciting, and I'm so excited for the Muppets to join Disney Speedstorm. So without further ado, let's go take a look at all of their leaks. So starting things off, the main new piece of information that dropped was this picture right here. It is literally just a straight up picture of Kermit the Frog, courtesy to Azul on Twitter. I believe that is how you pronounce it. But they just dropped this image randomly out of nowhere with no further context, no additional images or nothing. Just boom, there, straight up Kermit the Frog. He looks absolutely incredible. I mean, it's Kermit the Frog. He's such an iconic character. He's a really fun Muppet. I cannot wait to see him in game, to see his car, see his abilities. And we do know that at least one mid-season racer is getting a voice, and I do believe that character will be Kermit the Frog, because it's highly speculated that Miss Piggy will be the other mid-season racer, and even though we don't have a picture of her like this, I think it makes a lot of sense to introduce them both at the same time, and we'll get both of them this season. But focusing on Kermit still, I really like his suit's all green, which makes sense. He's an all green character, and honestly, I kind of dig Kermit in a racing suit. Normally he's not really wearing anything, I guess. But I like how he looks in a racing suit. I really hope that he is the mid-season character that has voice lines, because Kermit's voice is so iconic, and it would be so nice to hear that in Disney Speedstorm. And I know I really haven't talked a lot about the voice acting change, but fingers crossed Disney Speedstorm goes back on it and adds voices to characters that do not have voices currently, because it really just adds a lot to the game, and Kermit having a voice would be super, super exciting. But for those who missed my previous leak video, and I barely even touched on this, but all of the Muppets Collection was actually leaked. So based on this image right here, we can see that the two racers in the Muppets Collection are going to be Kermit the Frog and Miss Piggy. And based off of the picture of Kermit that we just saw, we know that Kermit is basically guaranteed to come in Season 7 as one of the mid-season characters, and they could split them up like they did Eve and Wally. However, I really hope we go back to 2 mid-season racers per season, because it just adds a lot to get those extra events. It builds a lot more hype in the middle of the season, and I would just love that. And especially if they aren't going to voice act some characters now, I hope that means we can get more characters at a faster rate. So like at least 2 mid-seasons per season would be great. So we know that Kermit and Miss Piggy are the 2 racers in the Muppets Collection. And then taking a look at all of their crew members, we have Robin the Frog, Fufu, Staltler and Waldorf, Dr. Teeth, Rolf the Dog, Zoot, Janice, Pepe the King Prawn, Scooter, Sweetums, and Sam the Eagle. A bunch of iconic Muppets there. I'm sure you guys know most of those characters. And again, something important that I pointed out in my last video about this leak was that there's a lot of iconic Muppets missing. For example, we don't have Fozzie Bear, we don't have Gonzo. Those 2 I think are the main ones. And I think it is highly likely that, you know, not anytime soon, but if Disney Speedstorm does last for a while, you know, maybe a couple years down the line, I think it's very possible that the Muppets Collection will get an expansion at some point, and we'll get Fozzie and Gonzo added, as well as a bunch of other crew members. And it seems like Disney Speedstorm has been doing this in multiple areas where they don't intentionally make certain characters crew members, because down the line, if Disney Speedstorm lasts for several years, they could revisit that collection. You know, the same thing happened with Wreck-It Ralph. For example, we don't have Shank as a crew member, and we don't have any of the Sugar Rush racers, and I really do think that, maybe 3-4 years down the line, if Disney Speedstorm is still going, they could revisit the Wreck-It Ralph collection and add them back into the game, and I think the exact same thing could happen here with the Muppets. But to talk a little bit more about Kermit and Miss Piggy and what I think they're actually going to look like in-game, I'd be very surprised if Kermit was not an epic character. It doesn't make sense to really have a common and rare collection here, or a double common collection, which I don't even think there is a double common in the game. But, Kermit is so iconic. I think they want him to be, the top premium. They want him to be the most expensive, the most, elusive to get, make him a real challenge to unlock. and that way people get more hyped about him because, you know, it's Kermit the Frog, guys. Like, it doesn't get better than that, in my opinion. So I think Kermit will be epic. And then Miss Piggy, I could see her either being rare or common. They tend to try and make mid-seasons, like, it's been a while since we've gotten a common mid-season character, I think. Like, Eve and Wally weren't, Oswald and Hortensia weren't, Gaston and Hades weren't. Like, it's been, I think, since Daisy Duck, which was all the way back in season 3. So, you know, maybe Miss Piggy will break the trend and we'll get another common mid-season character, which I would definitely be down for because, you know, we need more common characters in the game. They tend to be leaning into the higher rarities, and I'd like it if Miss Piggy was a little bit easier to obtain, but, you know, whatever is fine, I suppose. It doesn't make a huge difference with mid-season racers because it's not like we can pull them from universal boxes anyways, so the amount of shards we get isn't really dictated by rarity as much as the normal racers. It's sort of just dictated by how many times is Gameloft going to give us an event for these characters. And then based off of the crew member list, I think the two most likely to be their epic crew members are Robin the Frog and Fufu, and this is simply because they're at the top of the list. And for the Inside Out collection that was leaked, again, go check out my other leaks video if you haven't seen that, but for the Inside Out collection that was leaked and the Wreck-It Ralph collection, all the crew members, the epic crew ones were the ones at the top. And, you know, Robin the Frog makes sense. Fufu makes sense because the Muppet Fufu is always with Miss Piggy, so it makes sense for them to be their epic crew member. As for their classes, I don't really know. I hope Kermit the Frog is a speedster, and I hope Miss Piggy is a brawler. Miss Piggy being a brawler, I think, does make a lot of sense. I could see Kermit, you know, either being a defender or speedster, though. I'm leaning towards speedster because speedster is my favorite class. I would love to invest a lot into Kermit the Frog and play him in it. I like playing speedsters, so that's really where my prediction stems from. It's really just my own personal bias and what I want for Kermit the Frog. And for Kermit, I think it makes a lot of sense for him to have a musical-based ability. You know, pull out his banjo, I think is the instrument he has, and just let him play some tunes. You know, maybe like a Mickey Mouse style, you know, trail skill, maybe like an aura singing skill, like Angel that gives speed boosts or something like that. There's a lot you can do with Kermit. Maybe he has like offensive music, like he shoots out musical notes or something and he can stun people with it. There's really a lot you could do. For Miss Piggy, I don't really have too many great ideas. I mean, she could just go crazy, right? Like, Miss Piggy has a temper, and I think they could really lean into that, especially if she's a part of the brawler class. I think that would be really fun. I hope these characters are stronger because we've been kind of on a bad streak with the mid-season characters being viable. You know, Oswald and Hortensia definitely didn't impress. Wally and Eve definitely didn't impress. Wally's kind of okay. Hades and Gaston, I think Gaston's like the last like truly good mid-season racer we've gotten, and even Gaston isn't super powerful. So hopefully we get some strong mid-season characters because I would like to see them higher up. But yeah, overall, I'm just really excited for the Muppets to join the game. I'm super glad Kermit has now gotten basically official confirmation. I think his design and model in-game looks great. I can't wait until they're officially revealed and we know more about their abilities and events and stuff. It shouldn't be too long now. We're already like, you know, 2 or 3 days into the season, and I imagine that they'll be fully announced before part 1 is over, which is in about 3 weeks. So should be sometime in the next 3 weeks where we get confirmation on these characters and we start to learn more about their events, abilities, and classes. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe for more Disney Speedstorm leaks, news, and content, and I will catch you all on the next video. Peace out, everybody.